Hey guys, this is just another episode of Techification on Clean My Mac. So in this episode, I just wanted to, for those of you to which it was unclear, I wanted to go over what each of these things were, so that you can understand what it's cleaning out and it's not know that it's not going to harm your computer in any way. So cache files. Um, I'll just read you the little thing that it says on the side. Cache files are intended to make applications content load faster, but when cache files accumulate for a long time, they can slow down your browsing experience and waste a considerable amount of space. It is recommended to quit the application before cleaning its cache files. So any application that you use, it's going to create a little file on your computer, and eventually these files are going to build up, and it's going to be slower to load the cache file than just to load the application and make a cache file, which is why every so often you want to clean them out. And by cleaning out cache files, you'll have more space to put other things into your Mac. Log files capture the activity of different applications and system services. Sometimes log files can grow up to hundreds of megabytes, wasting useful disk space. For a home user, there is no need to keep those files, and it is absolutely safe to clean out old log files. So it's basically like if you go to a meeting, then they write down everything that you've done. Everything that you've done over that and discussed over the meeting. It's kind of like that, and you don't really need them, but the system makes them anyway. Language files. Most applications are available in more than a dozen languages. Each of these wastes your disk space, and frequently you need only some of them. So here you can see select the languages that you need. I selected English, French, and Italian because those are the only languages that I speak out of this list. You might check off different ones. But basically what this does is, for example, iTunes and iChat that come in over a dozen languages. Each of those languages is a file that takes up space. So by deleting those extra language files that you're never going to look at and don't need and will come back if you update the software, then you're saving space. So it's a good idea to run the language files deletion thing. Universal binaries. Universal binaries were compiled both for Intel and PowerPC. PowerPC is the older processing chip. Intel is the most updated one at the time of filming, for those of you who do not know. But on your Mac, you only use one architecture code, which is Intel. And if you're using a MacBook like I am. And there is code that never gets executed and is wasting your disk space. So again, it's that whole thing of it's there, but you don't need it. CleanMyMac can automatically remove the unnecessary code from FAT binaries. It's a type of FAT is a type of disk. What's the word? Yeah, it's a computer term. Let's leave it at that. And make your applications load faster. There might be rare cases when applications can check self-modifications to prevent piracy. Piracy is downloading things illegally off the internet. Actually, no, it's uploading. In Canada, piracy is illegal if you upload but downloading off the internet is legal. So there might be rare cases when applications can self-check modifications to prevent piracy, and they show errors. In this case, you can add the application to the ignore list and share it with other users. So yeah. So when you scan your Mac, it'll automatically check all your applications for any language files. And if there are some applications that you routinely do not want it to remove those files from, you can just drag it into the ignore list and it won't look at those files. System junk. Good idea to do these, to run this, but it's a little bit more intuitive. Excuse my yawn, I'm a little tired. CleanMyMac will help you remove .ds store files, Spotlight folders, and other items, which is especially useful for removable devices such as flash drives and MP3 players. Because they can treat these files as incorrectly formatted media files, lots of apps include redundant files that are used only for debugging purposes and therefore can be safely removed. CleanMyMac will also clean up files like, and then it gives a huge list, which no harm to your applications. Those are written wrong. So the Spotlight folders, basically when you set up your Mac, if you remember, then the little spotlight thing up here, it blinks. It basically has to scan your entire hard drive, find every single file, so that if you were to type in iChat, then it knows exactly where it is. So there's a Spotlight folder in the iChat folder so that Spotlight knows where it is. Now Spotlight will try and make these folders on your flash drives, and one, take up space, and two, if you have a Windows computer that you're putting it into, it might detect it as incorrectly formatted. Yeah, and debugging, for those of you who don't know, is when you create an application, you have to debug it to see whether or not the application works properly. And so you use the system junk files for debugging, but you don't need them for anything else. Trash and leftovers is relatively simple, but this does a pretty good job of cleaning out the trash. By the way, check out my other episode on cleaning out trash, the different ways of cleaning out the trash. Yeah. Okay, trash and leftovers. Literally, all types of software leave a noticeable amount of traces on your system. These are the files left from previously trashed applications, widgets, and broken preference panes. CleanMyMac will help you remove all of those and also detect startup items that refer to a non-existing file. Moreover, this module of CleanMyMac will locate iPhoto trash files and to clean them up. So it finds any photos that you deleted in iPhoto. It finds preference panes in system preferences. So in here, if you delete any of these preferences and for some reason it's still on your Mac, it'll go ahead and clean those out. Widgets that you deleted but are still on your Mac, because everything's a file, so you can delete it in quotes, but it's still taking up space on your hard drive. And trashed applications is basically anything in trash. I just want to go over the utilities. I know it's not part of the scan, So let's just finish up with the scan. So with the when you run the scan, you can check any of these, and you can tell it not to do certain things. And then you hit scan, it'll bring up a green bar that fills up, and then you have to authenticate. So let's go do mine. There's my authentication, and then I just hit clean, and it will go ahead and clean out everything. There'll be a blue bar here, like you saw in my last episode, and then it's done. Doesn't take too long. Yeah. Manage extensions. So here, I am not going to read these little side note thingies, although you are welcome to. If you ever purchase or try out this application, there is a trial version. So you can, when you hit scan, I think, then it'll show up with a list of widgets, and then you can delete. You just click on any widgets. There'll be like a check mark, like there are here, with all the widgets that you have on your computer. Not the ones that you see in here. Not all the ones that you see in here, but all the ones that are actually on your computer. So, yeah, so there might be more than this on your hard drive. That's what it shows you. So it'll show you everything. Here are all the preferences that you have. You can see how big they are and relative files. Sometimes for one of these things, then there will be like multiple files for a certain thing. Like, let's see if I can find one. See here, for the growl thing, then there's the preference pane, folder, the playlist, the package, etc., etc., etc. So if you hit the check mark, it'll delete everything. As for if you were to delete uh, the preference pane, you'd still have all these things. So, plugins. These are all the various plugins that you might have. So, Safari plugins, you can easily delete any plugins that you don't need that are just taking up space. It shows you how much space it's taking up. And then it also gives you a total for each category. So you can see I have the most dictionaries out of anything. And I probably don't need them. So I'll be sure to clean that out. Uninstall applications. It does the same type of thing as it does with the preferences in terms of looking for other files related to that file. But it just does it with applications. And it's really cool because here, let me just show you applications. I'm pretty sure Microsoft Word has some files connected to it. So if I were to, here, let me close this. If I were to drag this into the trash, let's say I was deleting it, then I make my changes. CleanMyMac detects that it's a it'll detect that it is a application, and it'll ask me if I want to uninstall it, or meaning that it'll go through and find all the files related to it, or you can just cancel it and I'll just move the single application into the trash. So since I love Microsoft Word and would never want to get rid of it, I'm just gonna put it back in there. I think that's everything. So thank you for watching this episode of Tech Edification. I hope that cleared any questions that you might have had about CleanMyMac. And if we go on the internet quickly, I just want to see how much it is. Probably connect. I should probably connect to the internet. CleanMyMac. So you can get it from MacPaw off the internet, and let's see if we have buy. It is so you can choose what what you want. So you can buy a single license that can be used for 6 months. So every 6 months you have to buy it, and that's for $15. I believe that's Canadian dollars. Not sure. Don't quote me on that. Next one, a single license that with no time fee limitation. All updates are free. It's a lifetime one, and it's $30. So it makes more sense to do that. Double pack. So 2 CleanMyMac lifetime licenses. You say right now you save $10. Right now it's on for $50. Normally it's $60. So if you have 2 Macs that you want to clean, that's the one for you. And the family pack, if you have 5 computers, 5 Macs that you want to clean, it's $74 right now. Normally it's $150, so you're saving $75. They have some special offers right now. I didn't know that they had to clean my PC. I'll be sure to check that out as well. But there's a bundle, upgrade your existing license, whatever that is. There's a coupon code, dual license, Clean My Mac plus Clean My PC, save $10. It's $50. So thank you for watching this episode of Tech Guidification. Comment, rate, and subscribe for more computer videos like this. Thanks.